Lost on Larkspur Lane. In the heart of the Pacific Northwest, on a rural stretch of Larkspur Lane, Emily's old sedan choked, sputtered, and came to a complete stop. The car's headlights pierced through the dark, revealing nothing but an endless stretch of road and the dense woods on either side. She tried the ignition, but the engine refused to turn over. "Great," she mumbled, fumbling for her phone. Unfortunately, the screen displayed the all-too-familiar "no service" message. With a sigh, she remembered the warnings about traveling through these remote parts, especially at night. But her determination to reach her grandparents' old cabin by morning had clouded her judgment. Now, she was stranded, alone. As Emily debated her next move, a soft rustling sound emanated from the woods. She strained her ears, but the noise ceased. Chalking it up to the wind or a small animal, she gathered her courage, grabbed a flashlight, and decided to find a nearby house, or at least a spot with better phone reception. The moonlight barely pierced the canopy, making her flashlight essential. As she walked, the road seemed to stretch endlessly, with no sign of civilization. Every sound from the forest amplified her anxiety. The distant hoot of an owl, the chirping of crickets, and heavy, deliberate footsteps echoing from deeper in the forest. They weren't typical of any animal she knew. Panic welled up in her chest, but she pressed on, hoping it was just her imagination. Suddenly, a foul odor filled the air, like wet dog mixed with decay. Emily gagged, covering her nose. The smell became stronger, and the footsteps grew louder and closer. Her heart raced, and she began to jog, her flashlight beam dancing wildly on the road ahead. Then, out of the corner of her eye, she saw it. A silhouette standing at the edge of the forest. It was massive, easily over 7 feet tall, covered in matted hair. Its eyes reflected a deep yellow in her light. Emily's worst fears were confirmed. It resembled the descriptions of Bigfoot she'd heard in local legends. But this creature seemed different, more menacing than the often benign tales told around campfires. It stepped onto the road, blocking her path. Panicking, Emily turned and ran in the opposite direction. The creature gave chase, its footfalls thundering against the ground. She pushed herself, praying for a miracle. Suddenly, headlights appeared in the distance. A truck. Emily waved frantically, and to her relief, it screeched to a halt just beside her. The driver, an older man with a weathered face, ushered her in without a word. As they sped away, she caught a last glimpse of the creature standing in the road, watching them. She gasped for breath, explaining the situation to the man. He nodded, his face grim. "That creature's been a legend around these parts for years," he said. "But it's become more aggressive recently. Some say it's defending its territory. Others think it's looking for something or someone." He introduced himself as Paul, a local who lived a few miles down the road. He offered to let her stay the night and help with the car in the morning. Gratefully, Emily accepted his hospitality. The events of the evening played over and over in her mind, making sleep elusive. By morning, she recounted her story to Paul, who was ready with tools in hand. Together, they returned to her abandoned car. What they found chilled them to the bone. Large footprints surrounded the vehicle, and deep gashes marred its sides as if something had tried to get inside. Paul managed to get the car running, and Emily, eager to leave, thanked him profusely. As she drove away from Larkspur Lane, she couldn't help but glance at the rearview mirror, half expecting to see those yellow eyes watching her. She made a silent promise never to travel that road again, especially not at night. The legends of the Pacific Northwest were more real and more terrifying than she could ever have imagined. Thank you for journeying with us into the realm of the unknown tonight. If you felt a shiver down your spine and want to dive deeper into the world of true horror, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It's the best way to ensure you never miss out on our spine-tingling tales. Until next time, remember, the scariest stories are the ones that are true. Sleep tight, brave souls.